All right, let's get into it. Today, we are diving headfirst into the Netflix show that has everybody talking, Hukbaek Yorisa, or Black and White Chef. And let me tell you, this is not your average cooking show. It is an intense culinary battleground that pits the old guard against the new wave, all for the ultimate title. So, with a million cooking shows out there, you've got to be asking, what's the big deal with this one? How did Black and White Chef cut through all that noise to become such a massive hit? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. You see, the real magic of this show is its core idea. It's so simple, but it's also absolutely brilliant. They took a timeless conflict and dropped it right into a high-pressure kitchen, and believe me, it makes for some seriously compelling TV. Okay, so here's the setup. Picture a kitchen completely divided down the middle. On one side, you have Team Black. These are the masters, the chefs who have dedicated their entire lives to perfecting classic traditional techniques. And on the other side, Team White. They're the challengers, the young guns, the innovators who are all about breaking rules and pushing boundaries. It's an epic clash of philosophies, where the only thing that decides who's right is the food on the plate. Now, the rules look pretty straightforward, don't they? But don't let that fool you. The pressure is insane. These chefs are pushed to their absolute limits in every single challenge. One tiny mistake, one moment of doubt, and it could all be over. It's that intensity that makes it impossible to look away. So, now that we've got the basics down, let's go back to the very beginning, Season 1. This is where the legend started. It wasn't just a season of television, it was the start of a culinary movement that created a whole new batch of superstars. Seriously, Season 1 was just a moment. It had everything. You had shocking eliminations, dishes that were just mind-blowing works of art, and a finale that people were debating for weeks and weeks. It was the season that really cemented the idea that food is so much more than just fuel, it's art. But a show like this is nothing without its cast, right? And the chefs in Season 1 were incredible. These were real people with big personalities that we got to know, that we cheered for, and that we were genuinely heartbroken for when they lost. So let's talk about the key players who made that first season so iconic. And of course, there was the winner, a true master from Team Black. This chef was a living testament to the idea that trends come and go, but pure, fundamental skill, that's forever. Their victory was this powerful statement that sometimes the old ways really are the best ways. And this quote, this was their whole philosophy in a nutshell. It wasn't just talk, it was a challenge. It was them throwing down the gauntlet and telling everyone else to prove their discipline on the plate. It totally set the tone for the entire show. But then you had the other side of the coin, the fan favorite. This young, fearless challenger from Team White was an absolute force of nature. They came in wanting to tear up the rulebook and build something new. And while they didn't take home the top prize, they definitely won over the hearts of pretty much everyone watching. So that brings us to Season 2. And the big question was, how could they possibly top the perfection of the first season? Well, the producers were clearly up for the challenge because this new season is somehow even bigger and more intense. Honestly, if Season 1 was a battle, Season 2 is an all-out war. They've taken every single thing that made the first season amazing and just amplified it. The challenges are crazier, the rivalries feel more personal, and the food? Well, the food is on a whole other level. And just look at this new group of chefs. It's an incredible mix of talent. You've got an international superstar, a scientist who treats the kitchen like a lab, a purist who's all about fresh ingredients, and a young prodigy who seems to have been born with a chef's knife in their hand. This cast is set to redefine the competition completely. So what are the biggest differences between the two seasons? Let's put them side by side and see just how the show is evolving. So you can really see the shift here. Season 1 was all about establishing that core concept, tradition versus innovation. It felt like a respectful, almost honorable duel. Season 2, it's pure, high-energy chaos. It's way more unpredictable, with a focus on global flavors and wild experimental ideas. You never have any idea what's coming next. And when you dig into the details, the changes are even clearer. The contestants are now from all over the world, bringing in totally new styles. The challenges aren't just about perfecting a technique anymore. They're about pushing creativity to its absolute breaking point. And adding rotating guest judges, that just means the chefs can never get comfortable. It's a formula for brilliant, unpredictable television. But you know, even with all the changes, the heart of the show is still exactly the same. At its core, this is a show about passion. It's about skill, creativity, and that constant, beautiful struggle between honoring the past and inventing the future. It's a celebration of what makes food so amazing. Which leaves us with the one question that matters for the rest of this season. Can this new wave of innovators actually manage to outcook the legends from season 1? Or is history destined to repeat itself? I guess we'll just have to keep watching to find out.